Hey, what's going on everybody? Today on the channel we're going to be taking a look at the Apple Pencil. So we're going to see if this thing still makes sense to be using the first generation Apple Pencil here in 2023. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So first off, let's talk about why I actually got an Apple Pencil. So when I purchased my 7th generation iPad, I was purchasing it for note taking, and of course I need some sort of stylus in order to do that. So I went ahead and bought the Apple Pencil as a nice little pair for that device. I used this device throughout college, and I used GoodNotes 5 on my iPad, and it's been fantastic. I mean, this was really a good investment for me, and I'm definitely glad that I bought it. Now, of course, nowadays, the first gen pencil is not the only option. We now have a second generation Apple Pencil that you can use on things like the iPad Pro, iPad Air, different more higher end iPads, and then the Apple Pencil first generation is still reserved for things like the regular iPad and some older iPads like my 7th generation. The Apple Pencil, believe it or not, the first gen here was introduced back in 2015 when the first iPad Pro was announced. So we've seen this pencil now for many years. Obviously the design hasn't really changed because, well, how many ways can you design a pencil until the second generation was announced, where it had the magnetic ability to charge and different kind of grip and all that kind of stuff. But let's talk about the design of this pencil. So this pencil is very simple. It is a rounded plastic material. The second gen pencil is definitely nicer to hold in your hand and better to grip. But this one is still pretty decent. You can still hold on to it very nicely. It is slightly longer than a traditional pencil. So think about a pencil that is never sharpened. But it's really simple here. Down here on the tip, you can actually unscrew this and have different tips that come with the pencil that you can put on, or replacement ones if you need it. And then up top you have a little kind of silver band. It actually says Apple Pencil on that if you look closely. And then you can pull off the cap up top here, and that's going to reveal your lightning port. So that is how you actually can charge your Apple Pencil. So there's 2 ways to charge it. And we'll talk about that here in a moment. Setting up your pencil though is super duper simple. All you have to do is take it out the box, take the cap off, and plug it into the lightning port on a compatible iPad. Now, if you're not sure if your iPad's compatible, well, you can go check out the list on Apple's website, or you can just plug it in and find out. So you literally just plug it in, it'll tell you, do you want to pair this Apple Pencil? You hit yes, and it's literally as simple as that. To charge this pencil, you leave it plugged into the bottom of your iPad, and it charges super duper fast. So you can get a full battery life in, about maybe 10 minutes or so. Probably actually less than that. I mean, it doesn't take long at all, or at least get enough charge in a few minutes to be able to write with. So that is pretty cool. Another way you can charge this device is actually by plugging it in. So that's a little bit kind of strange way to do it, but if you want to, you can just plug it in. There is a little adapter that comes in the packaging, so you can plug the pencil in the wall. Although if you're going to be using an iPad, you might as well just charge it that way. So shouldn't be an issue with charging it like that. It is, of course, a little bit awkward to have that pencil sticking out the bottom of your device, but not as awkward as having to turn over your Apple Magic Mouse and plug that in to charge it and then not be able to use your mouse. Anyway, speaking of charging in, does the battery life last really good? Yeah, the battery life is awesome. You could easily get, I believe it's 12 hours of battery life out of this thing. I really don't hardly ever have to charge it. I mean, I can go several days without having to charge it when I'm really using it. So that's pretty good. When you're not using it for an extended period of time, it actually goes into a standby mode. So a little thing about this video here, I haven't used this pencil in probably over 2 months. I mean, I really haven't used it at all. And I plugged it into the iPad to get ready for this video, and to my surprise, it still had half of its battery life remaining. So that kind of gives you an idea of the battery. There's really nothing to worry about. You shouldn't have to worry about this thing dying on you. And if it does, your iPad will actually warn you that the battery is getting low up top. I believe that's an iOS 16 feature now. So it'll warn you up top there. And then you just plug it in the bottom for a few moments and it's good to go again. So it's really, really cool. Now, of course, the main thing with this is how does it feel to write with on the iPad? So really it comes down to the iPad screen. So this is a non-laminated display on this 7th gen iPad. So you can see the kind of separation between the pencil and the screen. Although the writing does not really feel terrible to me. It is a quite noisy surface when you are writing. You can really hear the taps of it as you pick up the pencil to continue on with different letters. So that is a little annoying. But if you really want to have that more paper-like feeling, you can get Papermate screen protectors and different screen protectors that have a matte finish that allow you to have that paper feeling. For me though, I don't really mind it. Is the 2nd gen pencil better? Obviously, but this is still one of the better stylus and tablet combinations that you can get on the market today, in my opinion. It just takes that little bit of getting used to. Although I will say, if you're using a 2nd gen pencil a lot and then you decide to use this one, you're going to notice a drastic difference. But if you just use this one for the first time, it's really not that terrible. But overall, writing is good, and writing for an extended period of time is also really good. The palm rejection is also very nice, so that's where you can lay your palm on the screen like you would on a piece of paper and it not pick up any kind of gestures or touches from the palm of your hand. So that is pretty cool. The software enables this pencil to be really, really good as well. So iOS 16 brings a lot of cool new pencil features like the quick note and different styluses, or I should say different kind of pens and paint brushes and quill pens, fountain pens. So lots of different stuff here. You can really get creative with artwork or just simple notes. So Apple Pencil 1st gen is still going strong here in 2023. And that brings me to the question of, should you continue to use this pencil in 2023? And I'd say the answer to that is absolutely. I'm not sure what Apple's plan is with this pencil because it's kind of in an awkward state right now. So Apple just redesigned the iPad, the base model iPad, to where it has the rounded design. It's kind of like an iPad Pro Lite or an iPad Air Lite. So it's really, really interesting. And even though that kind of design of that device has the ability to use the 2nd generation, Apple disabled the ability to use that pencil with that device. So you have this shiny new iPad with the rounded design, looks really cool. You could have the magnetic charging capability, but instead Apple still wants you to use this 1st gen pencil. So it's really interesting. Also, the 9th gen iPad is still available for sale, so you have to use the 1st gen pencil with that as well. So I have a feeling that Apple is probably going to be phasing out the Apple Pencil, hopefully within the next couple of years. To me, it doesn't really make sense to have that iPad that looks like that and still use this original pencil. But that's just an Apple thing for you. But this is still a great device to use here in 2023. It's still a great stylus, great note-taking tool. If you want to just get into the world of iPad, you really need to have this. I mean, it really changes the game for you. So I think Apple Pencil 1st gen is still a good buy here in 2023, although at $100, that's the steep part for me. $100 for this. I can see $100 for the 2nd gen pencil, although that one's like $130. But the price, I don't like it, but the device, I do like. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for you today. Let me know if you're still rocking a 1st gen Apple Pencil on your device. And anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next video.